Restoring a classic car has always been a kind of suffering. Months of waiting, the whims of craftsmen, ballooning budgets, impossible to find parts. For years, the automotive world accepted this chaotic process as a love-hate relationship that enthusiasts simply endure. Until a man from Florida came along and changed everything. Welcome to Car Files. If you enjoy stories the automotive industry tries to bury, hit subscribe and leave a like. It means more than you know. Stuart Wilson was a former U.S. Navy veteran. He had served in the nuclear engineering program, learning to work with zero error tolerance and millimetric discipline. When he left the military and returned to civilian life, he looked for something to keep his mind occupied. That something turned out to be a worn-out 1976 Ford Bronco. He stripped the vehicle completely in his small home garage, cleaned off the rust, and brought it back to life with modern components. When the Bronco hit the streets of Pensacola, it started turning heads and sold for an unexpectedly high price. Wilson used that money to buy 2 more junked Broncos. The process grew at a geometric pace. 25 square meter garage transformed within a few years into industrial hangars, and then in the early 2020s into a massive 12,500 square meter production facility. And so, in 2012, Velocity Modern Classics was born. The company's second co-founder, Brandon Seegers, was the man who took Wilson's vision into the business world and shaped its growth strategy. But what truly set Velocity apart was not the vehicles it produced, it was the system it developed. Wilson brought everything he had learned in the Navy straight into the factory. Work was no longer done according to the craftsman's mood of the moment. It ran according to strictly pre-written operational manuals known as SOPs, or Standard Operating Procedures. In a traditional restoration, a car goes to one shop for bodywork, somewhere else for paint, and to the other side of town for upholstery. Velocity eliminated this logistical nightmare by bringing everything under one roof. A vehicle that entered the building as a bare, rusted metal shell passed through sandblasting stations, CNC machines, BASF, glazurate oven paint booths, and upholstery workshops, and came out of the same building without a single piece of work being outsourced. Every step was monitored by the company's own engineers. Quality control was not a final stage, but a reflex embedded into every millimeter of the process. Inside the factory, a 9-station assembly line was established. At the first station, the vehicle was completely stripped and the metal left bare. Rusted panels were cut away, and new ones were welded in at their original dimensions using laser scanners. The painted body was then united with a freshly prepared modern chassis at the other end of the line, after which the V8 engine, gearbox, wiring, and interior were installed in sequence. At the final station, the vehicle passed through a 300-point quality control form before leaving the line. Even the wiring was not laid like that of an ordinary vehicle. The harness was routed using shielded and labeled cables to aviation standards, vibration-induced cable wear, heat-exposed connectors, moisture-prone junction points. All of it was addressed with solutions borrowed from the Navy's marine engineering practices. The biggest blow the company dealt to the industry, however, came down to price and delivery. You could visit Velocity's website and configure a Bronco or a Chevy K10. Just like ordering a new Porsche, choosing colors, leather quality, and wheels, and a clear figure would appear on the screen. That price was written into the contract and never changed during production. On top of that, the company guaranteed a delivery window of 12 to 14 weeks. When you consider that the industry averages 2 to 4 years, delivering a handcrafted Restomod from scratch in 3 months was nothing short of a revolution in the automotive world. And no vehicle went straight to the customer after leaving the line. It was driven at least 800 kilometers on real roads by Velocity's own test drivers under all weather and road conditions. The vehicle that arrived at the customer's door came with a 2-year full mechanical warranty. Over the years, Velocity moved well beyond the Ford Bronco, 1967 and 1979, Ford F-Series trucks, 1967 and 1972, Chevrolet K10 and C10, the K5 Blazer, 1967 and 1968, classic Mustang fastback and convertible models, and 1979 and 1993, Fox Body Mustang, all joined the portfolio. Prices ranged from $260,000 to $350,000 depending on the model. The Chevy C10, sitting at the top of the range with a $350,000 starting price, carved out its own segment with a lowered chassis focused entirely on street performance. To grow further, the company acquired the financially collapsed Classic Recreations through a court-approved bankruptcy sale, gaining not only a new customer base but also all intellectual property rights, patents, and an enormous machinery inventory. Most significantly, Carroll Shelby licensing rights came along with the deal. Velocity now had the right to complete unfinished projects from the Shelby inventory to its own production standards and have them registered in the official Shelby registry. The acquisition also elevated the company's carbon fiber production capabilities to an entirely new level through its partnership with Brothers Carbon. At the SEMA show, Velocity announced its production flexibility to the entire world. The 1991 Ford Mustang LX Fox Body Restomod prototype displayed at the Roadster Shop stand in Las Vegas was not merely a show car. It was the living answer to the question of how an entire generation of cars, notorious for their squeaky plastic interiors, could be transformed into a luxury sports car built to corporate standards. Velocity announced that this model would enter series production under the Signature Series name in 2026. So what exactly lies beneath the skin of these vehicles? From the outside, you see a car that appears to have rolled off the factory floor in the 70s chrome bumpers, period lines, the spirit of an era. But beneath that visual shell lies an entirely different world. Start with the chassis. The greatest structural flaw of old American trucks was their leaf spring suspension and original frames with dangerously low torsional rigidity, which turned the vehicle into something resembling a flexible cardboard box at high speed or through corners. Velocity solves this at the root. The donor vehicle's original chassis is sent straight to scrap, and in its place goes a SPEC, or RS4 chassis, produced exclusively for Velocity by Roadster Shop, the finest chassis manufacturer in the Restomod world. Made from laser-cut high-strength steel, this chassis has 400% greater torsional rigidity than the original. Same body, same lines, but a completely different skeleton underneath. Moving to the suspension, Signature Series models use front and rear Fox coilover units. In the Street Edition, this system is upgraded to two-way adjustable Fox coilover units, independently adjustable for both ride height and damping rate, along with heavy-duty front and rear sway bars. As a result, the vehicle neither rolls through corners nor lifts a wheel under hard acceleration. Road holding becomes so safe and predictable that it cannot even be compared to an original 70S truck. On the axles, there is no compromise either. A heavy-duty Dana 44 front axle and the automotive world's most trusted rear axle, the Ford 9-inch rear, are both fitted as standard. The differential gear ratio is set at 3.73, a figure that neither overworks the engine at highway speeds nor sacrifices the strong torque feel off the line. On off-road focused models, such as the F250 Highboy variant, an Atlas II transfer case is added to the system, mechanically managing power distribution between the front and rear axles in demanding terrain. When it comes to the engine, Velocity makes a clear and deliberate choice: pure American V8 character. In Ford Group vehicles, the Bronco, F-Series, and Mustang, the heart is a fourth-generation 5-liter naturally aspirated Coyote V8 produced by Ford Performance. This fully aluminum block, dual overhead cam engine produces 460 horsepower and 420 pounds-feet of torque. In the Fox Body Mustang, unveiled at SEMA, a 3-liter inverted Whipple supercharger was added on top of this engine, pushing the figure to over 800 horsepower at the rear wheels. In the Chevy Group, the legendary 6.2-liter naturally aspirated Gen 5 GM LT1 V8, familiar from the Corvette C7, is the engine of choice. This unit is known for its broad and flat torque curve from low revs, making it ideally suited to pulling the heavy bodies of these trucks. Across both engine groups, the Ford GM jointly developed 10R 80-10 speed automatic gearbox is offered as standard. Gear changes are so fast and seamless that the driver barely feels them. The drive shaft in Street Edition models is carbon fiber. This saves weight while also suppressing vibration frequencies that can develop at high revs. Stopping 460 horsepower inside a heavy truck body is simply impossible with the drum brakes of the 70s. Velocity makes no compromises on safety here. The Signature Series uses hydraulic-assisted Hydro-Boost-fed Baer 4-piston brake calipers with 13-inch rotors at all 4 corners. In the Street Edition, this system is upgraded to Baer's 6-piston calipers with 14-inch vented discs. Wheel and tire combinations vary according to the character of each model. Off-road-focused Bronco and K10 models run 33-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain T tires. On 18-inch retro wheels are used. On the street-focused F100 Street Edition, the picture changes entirely. Forgeline 3-piece forged aluminum wheels, in a staggered fitment, 19 inches up front and 20 inches at the rear, are paired with Michelin Pilot sport tires. The staggered setup increases traction during high-powered launches thanks to the wider rear contact patch, while the narrower front tire preserves steering precision. Open the door, and you are met with a seamless marriage of past and future. The seats and door panels are trimmed in marine-grade vinyl or Italian Napa leather, borrowed from the yacht-building industry, fully resistant to sunlight, moisture, and mud. This material carries the spirit of the 1970s in appearance, while delivering an entirely different quality under the hands. Behind all of this lies a deep sociological truth. In the 1970s, a Ford F100 or a Chevrolet C10 was not a status symbol. These were the vehicles of calloused-hand blue-collar workers and farmers hauling hay bales in fields, getting stuck in mud on construction sites, delivering materials to factories. Today, those same vehicles carry $350,000 price tags and are handed to valets outside luxury restaurants in Beverly Hills, parked beside superyachts in Monaco. Because modern supercars have become indistinguishable piles of carbon fiber and plastic, they offer high speed but no character. Designed by computer simulation, these vehicles cannot tell their owner a story. The high-earning elite, exhausted by an increasingly digital and sterilized world, are retreating to the honest, angular lines of the past. Driving a velocity truck has become the most charismatic way of saying, "I'm not just wealthy, I'm someone who respects automotive heritage, craftsmanship, and history." Having produced over 500 vehicles in the Ford Bronco model alone, Velocity has taken the Restomod concept out of the realm of art and turned it into a predictable industrial product. The adventure Stuart Wilson started in a small garage has evolved into the world's largest integrated Restomod facility, with over 170 full-time certified engineers and technicians working under one roof. The nuclear discipline of a Navy veteran transformed 50 years of rusted American iron into the most coveted garage trophy of the millionaire class.